Check, check. Here we are. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my second live, and I hope everybody's amazing. Just want to say, I'm in a hotel. If the internet kicks out, and I'm also in Bali, which is usually the internet is not that great, then I'm sorry if it goes off. But anyway, we're going to have an amazing live, I hope. For those of you who can join me, that'll be amazing. But those of you who can't, and that you come in later and you watch this at another time, please leave your comments, because I will definitely get back to those comments. And you know, Trauma to Success is a place where we share and open up the conversation about the industry in whatever manner, from modeling, acting, dancing, singing, MC, voiceovers, what's happening with AI, what's going on with as a director, as a producer, a writer, what's happening in the filming industry, in the TV dramas, in the vertical dramas, if you've also been part of those. And there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's an incredible time for us as talent. You know, I mean, I can set all this stuff up, and I can just stream online. We've got all of the social apps, we've got all the social media going on. We can literally now, as creators and as talent, do whatever we want, show our very best, become who we actually really want to become, and start to attract our own clients, our own potential jobs and opportunities. So really, truly, just like understand the opportunity that you have right now and go for it. Really, truly, and utterly. Do not be afraid to ask any questions. If you meet a client, ask that client what they really want, and you find a way of delivering to make your money and to make your career. If you meet somebody, ask them a question. How did you do that? How do you do that job? How do you do that video? How did you do that acting? How did you learn to sing this way? How did you perform that way? Ask questions. Go deep. Figure it out, because we all talk about talent, and even in the last live we were talking about, like, you know, how can I find my talent? We've all got the talent, and talent can be developed, and that's the beautiful thing. And so, you know, I'm here. My name's Carl Graham, for those of you who don't know. I'm the host of Trauma to Success Talent Spotlight, where we have guests every week, contributors to the conversation, happening every Sunday, 8 p.m. There is a new episode launching all of the time. I come on midweek to discuss those episodes in a way, and discuss the topics, and further dig deep. You know, like go a little bit further than what we could in the 1 hour of the sessions, and really then kind of ask you guys for questions. And those of you who are coming on live, please type away, ask the questions, go for it. This is your moment to ask a question. I don't know all of the answers, of course, but I've had a lot of experience. I've had a lot of experience in a lot of different areas of the industry, from modeling, MCing, speaking on stage, developing videos like this, speaking on camera, directing, producing, booking talent, searching for talents, teaching talents, guiding talents. And, you know, I really feel like this is an amazing opportunity for everybody out there to really just absolutely kick ass, go for your goals, go for your dreams, and figure out how to make it happen, right? We can make it happen. There are things in life that we've just got to go through. There is so many things that happen to every single individual who is in this planet, goes through something. But there's a few things that those people who get to the level of success that they are comfortable and confident with, that they do, that they kind of take on that role in order to become the success that they want. And ultimately, that's a few very fundamental things that allows them to feel confident and comfortable with where they are at that moment. Now, for sure, absolutely 100%, most people, the majority of people, would constantly want to develop and grow and continue that journey of success. For whatever reason, they want to continue that journey of success. Even the people that I meet, they are successful, they're confident, they're comfortable, they're happy. Are they truly content? We don't know, because it's their story. But I believe that everybody has some niggling moment inside where they're like, I really want to just like try this thing. I want to step up another level. I want to do something, even if it's so difficult. I want to do it. I want to give it a go. I want to go for it. I want to do it. And I guess that's part of, our own individual learning curves, right? To figure out, what do we really want to achieve in life? What do we want to achieve in the time that we have while we're here in this lifetime? And I would say it's a very individual conversation that you're going to have with yourself. And success can be all types of things, even just motivating yourself to get out of bed, to do some exercise, to figure out how you're going to make some money today, or to build a new or start a new business, or to get to work every day and spend those 8 or 9 hours on the work, being successful with your kids, with your husband, with your partner, with your wife, with your family, with your mother and father, the relationships. We have so many different dynamics in life that they've all got to kind of interconnect, and you have to be in control of managing those emotions when you're going through those things. So before we dig deep into episode 2, I want to just kind of share a little bit. I'm actually traveling at the moment, so excuse me, I'm in the hotel room. I don't have lights when I travel, so I'm literally sitting next to the window and trying to get as much light as possible before the sun sets and before the night sky turns. And so I chose 6:30 p.m. because I thought it'd be a great time for people who are then, on fasting month through Ramadan. After this, they can quickly turn around and do buka puasa. And for those, for me, basically, to get as much light as I possibly can for this live. So bear with me while I'm on these journeys as well. This is also something for everybody out there to know. It's not so easy for me to do these lives. But you know what? I said to myself last year, like, now is the moment to really step up the game, to transition the businesses that I've been working on for the last 10 years in the talent industry, and just switch it up and just take the chance, the opportunity, and just don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed. I mean, it's nerve-wracking being on this live. I mean, I've only got 2 people viewing at the moment, but to me, I don't know. It's a chance for me to just share and to just be free and alive and just forget about the embarrassment, forget about the shyness, and just do it. Because eventually, when you're on that journey for your own journey, your own success, not for anybody else, don't do anything in life for anybody else. Do it for yourself. Take those steps for yourself. And last year, when I was 45, coming up to my 45th birthday, I was like, now's the time. And, things have started to turn around. It's been a really tough 10 years. It's been an amazing journey. I'm not going to lie. I would not change it for the world. It's just been incredible learning, many downs, some ups. Let's hope there's more ups than downs from this moment on, and lots of different adventures and different things that I've been on, and lost friends, lost people, found new friends, found new partners, new visionaries, new people to get involved with my mission. And I'm just here to say, go for it, right? I'm here to support you in your goals in the talent industry. I want to share as much as I can to you guys. If you have any questions at all, I will do my utmost to help you, to support you, and to guide you through the steps that it takes to join this industry, to build and develop your skill sets, and then to deliver for clients, because that is extremely important. It's not just about how you look or how you can sing or how you can dance. It's about how you perform and how you actually deliver for the clients, because that is when you start showing value. And that is really your key. Every single time you're wanting to do a job or wanting to earn money or wanting to get some connection with a brand, how can you show them value? Very, very important. So let me tell you a little bit about my history, just while we're on here. For those of you who don't know me, I've been modeling since I was 22 years old. I'm now 45, and that's been a journey. It took me around the world. I'm so utterly grateful that I took that decision at 22 to change my career. I didn't even know really what I was doing, to be honest. I was a ventilation engineer, and then modeling came to me. I got scouted at a party, and I was just like, hey, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And sometimes you just got to let the universe take you on that journey. But it won't be easy, even if you get scouted, even if somebody says you're the one, even if somebody says, right, you've booked this job now. That you are only as good as the last job that you've done, or the last thing that you've done for a client. You are only as good as that. So how do you drive success, or how did I drive the success that I've had in the industry for so long, over 2 decades? Every single time I did a job, I learned something, whether it was from the directors, from the producers, from the production team, from the lighting team, from the sound team, from other talent that I was working with. You know, I really just took time to listen and watch and to learn and absorb what they were doing. And then I thought, wow, I can start taking these things into the stuff that I do as well. And so this is not about me, but I just want to share with you a little bit of that history so that you understand the level at which I'm communicating to you, because there's been a lot of experience in many areas within the talent industry. And I'm so utterly grateful that I get to do what I do, and I get to meet hundreds, thousands of people. I mean, through the education that I've done, I've trained, guided probably 3,500 people. We've got thousands of people on the booking platform, and now we're on this journey with the podcast to share and open up the conversation about the industry. I don't know if you saw it, episode 1, please go back to it. That was so amazing with Ameta Malhotra, who runs pageants. She is the queen of pageants, and absolutely just incredibly grateful to her for how she shared and how she opened up. So please go back to episode 1. Now we move on to episode 2. Now episode 2 took a little bit of a different approach. I've known Alexia for many, many years, and I just thought she would be absolutely incredible to come on and share her story and share her history, to show you all that nothing is easy. There are things that every single person goes through, no matter how you think they look, or how incredible you believe they are, or how you think, well, they must get jobs. Of course, I wanted you to understand that some of the pain, the pressures, the worries, the fears that all talent that I've met around the world go through. Because as I said a minute ago, you're only as good as your last job. And if you're not then continually developing and providing opportunity for your next clients and brands, then ultimately your career ends at that moment, right? There's only you can only continue your career. Guys, I see a few of you watching. Thank you so much. And anybody who's watching in the future, please write your comments, put it in there. If you have any questions, please write them in. I'm here right now to share. And for in the future, when you're watching, we'll get back to you within those comments, and maybe even it will stir some other conversations as well that we can get going. So let's look at episode 2 with Alexia. There was a few very vital points that she brought across, and I think the main one really was this idea of like, she's been through the industry so much that now she's lost that passion. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because passion is a very, very important thing for you to continue a career, a business, continually develop, continually update yourself, upgrade the things that you do. And if you do lose that passion, it's not it's not a major issue, right? That's just you not feeling fulfilled when you're going through that kind of an experience or that kind of project. And so, you know, you're okay to lose the passion. What I noticed with Alexia, and you can go back through, through the episode, there's still this burning desire for creativity, and she gets that from being an actress, but she also learned about movies and directing and the wardrobe and the eras of different movies and films that have come through. She's learned all of that stuff when she was at university. And so she has this underlying passion for creativity. But realistically, we have to look at how the industry works, right? Because the industry works with advertising. Or, yeah, if you're going to be doing acting, then yes, you can continually develop your acting. But as Alexia said, you got to be willing to sacrifice something for the acting. And I'll go back into that next. But let's take a moment back into the modeling and the career paths that people go on. Because ultimately, being a model is very difficult to sustain for your entire livelihood, an entire lifetime, actually. Because you are very dependent on the market that you live in, the advertising world, and are you connecting properly to all of those different production companies who ultimately want to book you for the various brands. But as you get older, you become a little bit more niche, right? You know, when you're 18 to 25, and that's why the majority of the modeling industry is 18 to 25. When you're 18 to 25, you can shoot for so many different things. And again, depending on the market that you're in, will depend on how much you can actually shoot for, how many brands actually want you. And depending on how big that particular market is, will also depend on how much money you're going to earn while you're developing that career. So it's very interesting as a model, you know, and I say to models, to people who want to come into the modeling, like, I think that unless you're really dedicated into trying to find the best markets for you continuously, get a job and do this on the side. However, I do say that if you fit the bill for that typical standard model sizing, model height, all these kind of things, then go for it. Go for it once in your lifetime, but understand that there are boundaries, there are limitations, there are dependencies, there are things that you're going to go through. You're going to have problems with clients, with agents, you've got to make yourself available constantly. You're going to miss out on jobs because you're traveling, because you're doing this, because you're doing that, because you're in these different places. You've got to be aware of all of those elements before you decide to say, do you know what? I'm actually going to commit to being a full-time model. And I say go for it. I mean, I did, but it was tough. It was really tough. You know, when I changed my career into modeling from engineering, you know, I was 22, had no clue what the hell I was doing. And I had to learn a lot, and it was really tough. It was a real tough adventure. But I would not change it for the world, and so I would never say to somebody, don't go ahead with it. Go ahead with it, because there's so many adventures, you meet so many amazing people, you have so much opportunities, as long as you understand what is happening in the industry, what the clients want, and that you have to keep delivering constantly in order to survive, to thrive, to build a brand. But understand that there is also a shelf. It's very tough right now, even for me with 20 years experience, to get regular work with regular income as a model. You know, I supplement my career with owning a business, teaching talents, selling projects and courses, some medium acting, and obviously the modeling, and speaking engagements, emceeing as well. I subsidize all of that in order to make sure that I can do a full-time career as a talent. And if you're not willing to understand all of those different elements to create your career, then it's going to be a tough ride. I think people blame the industry for not being successful, but actually they need to look at themselves and say, I didn't understand it enough, and I didn't develop my skill sets enough to maintain longevity in the industry. That's a big part. So please, please, if you're going to to get into this industry, take some time, look into the industry, know what's happening, understand your limitations, either your physical limitations or your abilities, and figure out how you can actually develop your skill sets in order to maintain some longevity. And that's not easy, guys. Like, that is not easy at all. And so you've got to know that it's a tough ride. And Alexia in episode 2 explains that very well, because she experienced modeling in Philippines, because she journeyed to Philippines to study acting, which she went to an amazing acting school. But unfortunately, the market there in Philippines was not really the best for her to develop her acting career. As we know, and as around the world, if you really want to be an international actor, then you've got to go to Hollywood. And that just opens up many, many other issues and many other things that you have to go through as an actor, because there are, as Alexia says, there are tens, 20, 50, 100 people like you who can actually potentially act better than you. They're more committed. They will not say no to a particular job. They will say yes, and that job will stimulate other things, because unfortunately in acting, you have to sacrifice. You have to do something that you may not want to do, that will kind of touch your moral line. And you'll be like, do you know what? I don't think that I want to go down that line. And if you want to listen to what Alexia was saying about this, please watch the episode, because it's very important that you understand about your limitations, your boundaries, setting those boundaries. And if you're young, you probably don't necessarily know that you can set those boundaries, but of course you can. But when you set those boundaries, you may miss out on some opportunities. So you've got to be willing to just say, I'm not willing to do that, and I'm willing to sacrifice this. So you're not going to get the job, but you're willing to sacrifice it because you understand that actually I don't want to take myself down that road. I don't want to go and do that thing to get this in the end. And by the way, that's just a maybe, right? If you do this particular role, this character, and Alexia said no to the role, and the movie became pretty damn well known, and that was potentially her moment to be seen, and she said no, and rightfully so, because she has her boundaries, she has her limitations, and she was brave enough and strong enough to say, I'm not willing to dance with the devil, as it were, right? Because she just didn't want to put herself into that situation. Because when we talk about acting, it's a whole new level, right? Because you have to get into the character. Now, I'm not an actor. I'm definitely not here to talk about expert acting. I do some vertical drama work, I do some high-level commercial acting. But acting in movies is hard. It's super difficult, because you have to become those characters, and you have to change the person that you are in order to really, truly show that reality, that real person that's there in the character. And, fair play to all of you guys out there who want to be actors, but understand, like, it's a tough journey. But just please keep yourself grounded. Build your boundaries, limitations. Don't put yourself into a place that could cause issues psychologically, physically. Just understand that you have the right to say no. So let's switch back to a little bit of what Alexia was saying about the modeling industry in Philippines, right? Because she studied as an actor, and she was very good at acting. There was not the market there, so it was a choice to either say, do you know what, I'm not gonna stay here, or I'm gonna stay here and sacrifice some things to get those lead roles. But I think she was mentioning there that like to be an actor, from the foreign actor in Philippines, you have to take roles that make you seem like you're stupid, because you've got to speak Tagalog in a weird accent, and people laugh at you. So you've got to be willing to do that in the hope that at one point they might take you seriously as an actress or an actor. So that's something to be aware of, right? That those limitations and boundaries happen. So she managed to get seen as a model, which she hadn't done before. And, you know, she became pretty well known in the industry around Philippines, and she built up this database of clientele, this database of income, of jobs. She was in all the magazines, she did commercials, she did everything. But she had some issues, right? And the issues were that the agent, even though they were paying her, which is thank gosh, because some agents may not, and let me just touch on that a little bit. I've had amazing agencies around the world, and I'm very thankful, but I think because I was quite strong, because I was quite determined with it, I kind of was able to put my stand on, right? So they knew that they couldn't take advantage. But there are amazing agents out there, but just make sure that they're doing things for you, not that they're just there making the money, right? Now, Alexia's Filipino agent was actually very, very good, and was her acting mother agency, which is fantastic as well. But payment was slow. She's in every magazine, but she had no money to survive. And at some point, she had to sell her Rolex to just survive. And it's so heartbreaking, right? And people may not even know this, but these things happen. Like you're in all the magazines. It seems like you've got everything in the world. You're beautiful. You're tall. You're getting the jobs. You're looking all glamorous. But yet you can't even afford to pay for your food, right? And like that's tough, right? Especially depending on your age. If you're 18, 19 years old, very inexperienced, and this happens to you. What if your family can't support you? What if you've come from a place where this is your only option? This is your only opportunity to live. This is your only opportunity to earn money to send back to your family. And a lot of people around the world that I've met, that's what they do. They go and they become a model because yes, they can earn money to pay for their family back there. But what happens if they don't get jobs? What happens if they get stuck in a country? What happens if a problem with a passport, a visa? What happens if the agency don't protect them? What happens, right? It's a big problem around the world, and something that I want everybody to be have some more empathy to what the models are going through. And if you are a client, if you're a production company, if you're an agent in a country and you have foreign talent in, please take care of them. And if you're a model going into those countries, please make sure you do some research with the agent, so that you know that they are going to take care of you, and make sure that you have some friends. Make sure that you have some contacts that can protect you, that can help you. Make sure you have connections to your embassy before you travel, because things can happen, and it's a very scary thing. Okay, looks like I have an error. What is happening here? Has my internet gone off? What's happening? Okay, so as I imagined, my connection is poor. So if you're still watching this, guys, then excuse me while I just check this out. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. It's just that I'm traveling around and I'm trying to get enough internet while I'm here. And Bali is not necessarily the best place to be doing a live, but we try. Okay, error. No, please re-respond. Damn. Anyway, guys, if you're watching this, I apologize. Let me just try and reconnect my internet so that we can continue on with the stories. Damn. Why is it saying poor? A minute ago it's absolutely fine. It was saying excellent. It was saying excellent before. Okay, I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. Do you know what? I think I'm going to start recording from this point, and then I'll upload this second half if something happens with the YouTube. I should have actually recorded it from my side as well. Anyway, I'm recording now, so if that first part goes off, I can always switch it into the second part. And now it's come back up. Excellent, fantastic. We are rocking and rolling. So where was I? Guys, if you're online now, please put in your chats, put in your questions. We're talking about episode 2, Models Awakening, which was very, very important and a really great episode for you to understand what happens in the model world with people who you probably believe just have everything set. You know, they're an amazing looking person, they're very, very talented, and they should be set for life. But things happen. The markets that you're in make a big difference. The determination and the dedication you have makes a big difference. The connections that you make, the networks that you build make a big difference. All of these things make you to build up the success that you deem to be successful in the industry. I just want to touch on this success part here because, you know, I've been putting out this trauma to success, and everybody's like, oh, right, so, you know, what is success then? And I say, well, the success is for every individual to just feel confident and comfortable with where they are in their life. That is already major success. And of course, you can always develop. Of course, you can always progress and challenge yourself and build new goals, new steps towards whatever you want. But ultimately, are you happy? Are you comfortable? Have you given it every single ounce of dedication and passion possible? And are you giving value? Are you giving value to brands, to businesses, to clients who are paying you to deliver, whether that's as a model, actor, dancer, singer, as a voiceover, as an influencer? Are you actually delivering value for those brands? And that's nothing I can say. That's just for you. Now, what I want to do is bring on amazing people who have built up this confidence in their success and have actually been through a lot of stuff. And we're sharing those conversations because it can be tough out there. And I want everybody to know that life is tough, but every day, waking up, have some goals, have some direction. Even if it's the smallest thing, just do it. Do it no matter what. Because the more you do, the closer you're going to get to feeling like you're actually achieving some success and having confidence in the things that you're doing. So, when we're talking about Alexia, episode 2, please watch the video because it's an incredible story that she shares from, you know, coming to Philippines and going through the acting school and then developing the modeling and the fashion shows. I mean, she's done thousands of fashion shows. She's been in the industry for many, many years. And right now, she's just at this stage where she just has no passion for the industry. But she has this creative spirit inside her. And I always also mentioned to her about, well, isn't that situational, right? Because now you have a daughter. Your brain starts to reconsider things, like you need to make sure she has safety and security. So that meant that she then got a full-time job, which stopped her also from maybe traveling on or doing more. So was there more that she could do in the industry as she grew older? I believe so, because, you know, even though she's 40, looks amazing, speaks well, great skin, she's fit, she's healthy, she's strong. She could do so many jobs, because there won't be that many talents at 40 plus who can do the things that she can do because of the experience that she's got. And so that puts her in a very unique position. However, situationally, there's this choice, right? There's this dilemma of, well, do I sacrifice certain things or do I not? And do I go and I just hope that something's going to happen, or do I just make some choices now for myself to build a platform, to build a baseline that is comfortable to live, and use those skills that you've built in your career to then add additional income, give additional opportunities? And that's what she did. And so, you know, fair play. Like, built this incredible life that she loves, and she's got an incredible daughter who's now started to model as well. And now they're getting jobs together. I know even through my booking platform, Booked, they did a job for a resort, and they both flew off and they did a shoot for this resort that one of the clients on the book platform booked them through. And so how cool is that? You know, mother and daughter combination and just enjoying life. And now Alexia, with all this experience, can teach her daughter, the good side of the industry, And there's some really positive things in there. And I think that's the beauty of this, the stuff that people go through, building them up, making sure they're determined, and they get that element of success that makes them feel comfortable and confident. Oh, excuse me, there's a very loud motorbike outside. Anyway, that's gone. So there was lots of stuff to go through with the episode. It was I'm so grateful again that Alexia was sharing so openly and with just such grace, and the way she speaks about it is just so clear. And so anybody wanting to get in the industry, please watch that episode, because it really does shine a light on those things that start to highlight for people who are able to book all of the fashion shows, able to do all the commercials, able to grow this career, but then having those boundaries and about the sacrifice. I want to touch a little bit, actually. There's something's just come to my head then. And by the way, these lives, I don't have many notes or anything. I just off the cuff. I've noticed that for women in this industry, it can be very, very different, right? Because I think from 16 to like 24, there is so many more jobs available for women than there is for the men. Women sell to women and men, right? So advertising uses that to the maximum potential, and rightly so. As you get a little bit older as a female, things change, right? Because maybe you get married, you become a mother, and your opportunities become less, your timing becomes more dedicated towards your kids and the upbringing and the family, rather than being able to take, I know Alexia cannot take like these 14-hour jobs anymore, so the limitation is there. And I guess at that point then, that's when you start making those decisions as to, well, you know what, it's a young person's game, and you're going to utilize that to build up some skills that you can use in normal life, in jobs that you can then go on to create, and just build up this confidence and ability to be able to do both. Have a job, have a career, but have this ability to deliver for clients when they want you. And one thing that we have a trouble with at the Booked platform is to have older talent in the like mid-30s to 60. We struggle to get the caliber in order of those who can, we've got some amazing talents on our platform, hundreds, even not thousands of age range who are amazing. But we need more, right? We need more talents that are like 35 plus who can deliver. It's not necessarily even about the way you look then. It's actually about how you deliver for those brands. And if we can build up this mindset that, okay, the majority of you have not been models up until you're 35 years old. The majority of you have not. So if you have not, does that then stop you from getting jobs from 35 plus? Absolutely not, because there are more clients needing you at 35 plus probably than what there was early on in that kind of example. So now at 35, get in the studio, get your photos done, get your video done, do some speaking on camera, build your profile, because I guarantee there are clients out there who need 35-year-old plus people with the ability to deliver. It's not even just about the way you look, but the way you speak, the way you can act, the way you can do commercials. They need it for clothing, for shoes, for mobile phones, for tech, for drinks, for sportswear. Like, You have no idea, actually, and this is what Alexia was saying in the episode. Actually, at 40, she's got opportunities, right? There's opportunities for so many things, and because she has the experience of the last 20 years, then of course the clients just book her because she's so experienced, she can deliver, and she fits the mold of 35 plus. And there's only a handful of people maybe within that kind of genre who can do the job. So if you're out there and you're listening to this, no matter your age, no matter where you're from, no matter your experience, you can develop the skill sets that are needed for the clients. So get in the studio, shoot your Polaroids, get a wide variety of expression, shoot your video casting, and whether that's even on your mobile phone, right? I mean, mobile phone these days, you can shoot everything. And get yourself out there, because no matter what, you will be able to get jobs. You've just got to be prepared and ready for them. And we never know when they're going to happen, so go and do it. Now, I'm digressing a little bit on that because this kind of episode was about the model's awakening and about when success hurts, and it's a little bit dramatic in terms of what Alexia actually went through, because what she went through was not that traumatizing, was not that dramatic. But the reason why I think it's so important is because life doesn't have to be so dramatic to give you problems, to give you issues, to give you worries, to give you fears, to give you some traumas. Like, it's not big things that can cause the traumas, or not even the traumas, but the anxiety, the worry. Like, guys, we have to be aware that small things along the way, if we don't handle them with emotional awareness and understanding, will ultimately build up and cause you problems long term, and may even affect the opportunities that you have because you're holding on to these things here. Now, Alexia has handled her career extremely well, and like I said, there was nothing that was so dramatic. But what I do feel, and this was her choice, was that her skill sets as an actress were kind of left, right? Because she was really good actress, but was not willing to sacrifice going to Hollywood, and I don't blame her, because it's not all everything. There's a lot of stuff you got to sacrifice to get there, and the market that she was in was not able to satisfy the requirements because they didn't need her, right? They wanted local Filipino, and the same in most countries. Like even if we look at the Indonesian market or the Malaysian market, which I know pretty well. Like, the clients there, they want more locals because it's the market, right? The more millions of people are going to be Malay or Indonesian, and they're going to watch it. The same with Thailand. So again, it comes down to advertising. So you've got to have, as a talent, you've got to have this overview of understanding of what the industry is that you're in, where you sit, and how you can maximize yourself in that position. And if you've got any questions at all about this, fire it off to me in here in the chat, or follow me on Instagram, Carl Graham, and also follow the Trauma to Success, and you can also message there because the team are there. It's very important that you understand where you sit in the industry, and then more importantly, how you can maximize and build skill sets that brings you opportunities to then earn money and build success and a career. That's very, very important. So let me know if there's anything. I hope that this video reaches out to you, and the main mission was to really just share a few of those elements of like what it takes in the modeling industry, and that transition perhaps. Actually, I haven't really touched on the kind of model slash actor. Actually, let me touch on that a little bit, because it does also resonate with what we were talking about with Alexia in episode 2, which again, please go and watch. There are many people who come into my booking platform and they say, okay, I'm also an actor. And we're like, okay, great. What acting have you done? And they normally share their commercials, right? Now, TV commercials, brand commercials are not actually acting. You are a commercial actor, which is mainly higher level modeling, because you're moving. Very rarely are you talking, and you're certainly not necessarily being a deep character. So there is a separation between modeling and acting. And the main thing is that with acting, you are becoming a character and you are doing dialogue as that character. So the very specific separation, commercial modeling slash acting, is you're not even lip syncing, right? You are doing the expressions for a brand in a very short period of time. You know, like let's say it's for a burger commercial, right? I've just done expression, right? Or let's say it's for a car commercial and you're driving along and you're looking in the mirror and these little eye lines or little smile, or you're doing it for a family commercial and you see your wife and your kids in the distance and you look and you wave or something, right? The characters in a commercial are very different to an actor, and I want everybody out there to understand the difference, because it will make you understand how you can develop the next part of each one. So as a commercial actor, do these scenes, use your mobile phone, film yourself, and basically develop these characters in terms of expression. So you want to be able to smile, you want to be able to show a bit of excitement, you want to be able to give some, let's just say, sadness, but not like a, but more gentle sadness. You want to be able to be expressive, right? You want to be able to like explode out, or just a little subtle eye movement or something. That's on the commercial side, which you can do. And also the main thing with the commercials is also the timing of when you move, because the commercial is only 30 seconds long. You've got to be able to do those expressions in a very short period of time, right? So that's commercial acting. Acting in terms of movies and TV dramas is very different. And the way that you need to show the clients this part is by filming yourself with a script, being the character, and actually becoming the character deeply, like knowing who this character is and knowing exactly what they're going through. It's very important that you understand the storyline, and then you're going to film yourself being that character, and you're not going to film yourself overly being that character, like oh my god, that's a very big burger, I want to eat it. No, you're going to say the lines as if you're the character, and you're going to produce video casting that is snippets of each of those things. So acting, dialogue, and character. Commercial modeling acting, expression, and timing on camera. Work on both of those. That means you can start to get the acting gigs, you can start to get the commercial gigs. Try not to look pretty on either of them. It's not about posing, it's about movement. Try not to look pretty. The client doesn't want you to be pretty. The client wants you to become the character and do the expressions. So I just wanted to touch on that, because actually Alexia is a perfect example of that transition between acting and commercial modeling and fashion modeling as well, right? So go and watch that episode. It's incredible, and I just want to thank Alexia again for her time, her energy, and I hope that you've watched this and that you have learned something. I did my best to go back over what was said in the episode, but also give you my kind of perspective and guidelines within the industry. Next up, we have episode 3 coming on Sunday, which is with a young lady called Coco, who is brilliant, and she shares a lot about the Gen Z world, and she sits in that Gen Z world perfectly. That she's extremely creative, she's extremely knowledgeable, and she's very connected to her Gen Z environment. And it was an amazing episode to shoot, And I'm very much looking forward to sharing that on Sunday, 8 p.m. That's going to premiere on Sunday, 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel, episode 3. That's it, guys. I'm going to peace out right now. That's been just under an hour. Really appreciate your time. I'm going to check on this signal thing, whether the live went all the way through. If not, I recorded the last 20 minutes and I'm going to post that up as well. And if you got any questions, anything at all, share to me. I'm here to support, here to guide, here to help you through. And welcome to Talent Spotlight, Trauma to Success. Let's keep the conversations going. Let's open up the doors and the conversations in this industry, and let's make it right. Let's get ourselves these opportunities. Let's go through our lives with passion and dedication and delivering value in order to give you an opportunity of longevity in this career. There are so many jobs on the go, constantly jobs everywhere. Are you ready for those clients? Are you able to deliver for those clients? That's the question you need to ask. And if not, take the steps in order to make yourself available for those clients. Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next live, and looking forward to sharing everything on Trauma to Success. Follow me on the YouTube here, subscribe please, but also follow me on Instagram personally, Carl Graham. You can also follow Alexia by the links below. Trauma to Success on Instagram as well. We're all everywhere. We're going out, going for it big time. This is the moment. This is our chance. Let's make it happen. I'll see you soon. Take care.